I always do.
Well,
I guess we'll
Ostkaka's
find
not
out very quickly.
Yeah. Assuming we can get to that point. Already some things happening here in the mulligan screen, which you guys can see in just a sec. The first is that Strifeco's on the coin, extra card, but he already has early game plays. And one thing you don't want to be doing is just stuck hero powering over and over until it turns 4 or 5 if you're Ostkaka. So he's definitely going to probably hard mulligan a lot of this in order to try and get early game plays like SI7 Agent, Backstab, Tomb Pillager.
Yeah, even Blood Mage. Blood Mage is all right against some of the other decks because it's a little bit of a speed bump. Like against some of the aggressive decks, it's gonna trade with something most of the time. But against the Rogue, because so frequently you dagger up on turn 2, if you're playing Blood Mage Thalmos instead of daggering, you're giving your opponent a 1-mana tempo, and that can mean a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it's a great point. The Thalnos doesn't actually do much at all, but looks like Ostkaka chooses to keep the Gadget Sand Auctioneer in the opening hand. That's an interesting choice. You have any opinions on that, Crip?
Yeah, he's probably thinking that if he's going to win a game, he needs to have a Gadgetzan, and because he's going first, it's pretty unlikely to actually draw into a Gadgetzan. By the time I may have not done that, but I'm going to safely say that Ostkaka is making this play with confidence based on results that are significant.
Right. So just for comfort, I definitely think that's more of Strifeco's style.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some plays. I think daggering up here is perfectly fine. You've got so many opportunities with the Violet Teacher. Now that you have coin, prep, backstabs, like you have so many ways to make Violet Teacher very good next turn. I don't think you need to overextend here.
Yeah. We're gonna see probably just a SI being dropped. Putting down the first minion on the board tends to have some nice advantages.
Well, it's not going to be a very good ending. And using the Farseer instead. But I still think the Teacher is the better option by a big margin.
Yeah. The Teacher's also nice because those 1/1s gradually become threats. And if your opponent has to use his weapon on that, that's more and more tempo that you're pushing ahead.
Yep. So even though the 1/1's not terribly impressive, it's just another thing that has to be spelled to start the combo activators.
Mm-hmm.
Shivs the Teacher in case he gets Eviscerate.
Yeah.
It doesn't, so he's going to kill the 1/1 and re-dagger.
Ouch.
Look at that Farseer putting in some work. Once again, going to put it outside of the Eviscerate range and make it slightly annoying for his opponent.
Oh,
it's a prep
sprint
sprint as well.
Yeah, it's too clean. Like if you play a minion, you might be just playing into a board clear anyway. The prep sprint. It's always like when you're kind of ahead already and your opponent is playing a combo deck, you don't know what they have. The best way to get ahead is to just draw as many cards as possible.
Yeah, I ignored that sprint for a while, but on turn 4, you're absolutely right. That's what you want to be able to do when you have a board initiative. Plus, you get 2 tokens from it too. So, again, the tokens aren't the most impactful thing, especially not in the Rogue Mirror where you can just see a bunch of Fan of Knives and Flurries come out. But every small little advantage really starts tilting in your favor the more you're able to get value out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can just see that Ostkaka is like forced to play in an uncomfortable way. Like he'd rather play Edge Break this turn. He'd rather not have to dump his Blade Flurry like this. But because the Teacher continues to threat with so many spells waiting, it's just one of those really annoying things that you have to take care of.
I think I'm pretty happy with that line of play. It gives him a clear. The board clears whatever. Ostkaka's going to have to win this game by drawing most of his deck through Auctioneer anyway. So I don't see it as a huge disadvantage.
Eviscerate the clear.
Pretty
feels
aggressive.
like. Yeah, it's. I mean, there's another way that he could have, but I think he just wants to save the South Sea for something else. I was originally thinking
Tomb
maybe
Villager,
Tomb
South Sea.
Villager, South
Yeah.
Sea.
I was thinking the same.
And then next turn he has like, you know, Assassin's Blade with Deadly Poison, just like start going ham. But
Well,
I guess
I think the idea behind his play is his opponent is really struggling to remove minions.
it's a lot with more from the hand. He's got at least 6 more damage from the hand. So
7.
he'll have 11.
Yeah, he's got the spell damage eviscerate with the charger if he needs.
All right, that's an extra point. So 12 damage.
Too soon.
All right.
Which would be a little bit short still, but I mean that's an intimidating weapon to go through. Plus, now when you play Auctioneer and Stealth, is there any guarantee that your Gadget's hand will stay alive? It could just get flurried.
I get the best deals anywhere.
It doesn't matter though. I mean, you have to go for this play no matter what.
Definitely agree. I don't think you have a choice, but it's one of those things that you wish you didn't see that right before you played.
Being at 2 or 3 health actually matters.
Thank you.
Okay. Looks like he's just playing the Thalnos to load up board, maybe get another draw next turn. But yeah, it didn't seem like there was much point in the fan there.
Yeah, I think the draw was the important key here for Strifeco because he says, you know what, I don't actually have game-ending damage. I'm gonna go very much on the offensive and see if my opponent can stop it.
All right, well, Ostkaka has a lot of actions to make. He ideally would want to close out the game this turn. He hasn't really used much in terms of damage. It's just he's going to be limited on mana. And wow, the first 2 spells producing 2 minions draws. Just horrible, horrible luck here. The Deadly Poison's a lot.
Run 2 these days.
If you play the Deadly Poison, you can't play the Farseer.
Yeah, that's a good point. Conceal again and leaving it up to whatever his opponent has.
All right, well, that looks like it. Looks like Strifeco just has it. The 1 Eviscerate should close this game up.
Oh, style points. Fam knives. Alright, not really much style there. There's nothing left you can really do. Everything else is just occupied, so. Looks like game number 1 in the book. Strifeco off to a very quick lead as
The Hex, I believe. And the Rogue as well. So typically, I think when it comes to mid-range or fast decks, the faster deck has a small... You have to draw so well. I mean, the Shaman still has the mulligan, but you have to draw so well to beat this.
a turn 1 keeper possibility followed by a living roots possibility, or I mean, it depends on what threats come out. He might mix and match his plays based off of what he sees.
Oh man, Arcane Golem. I think you guessed this on the first day. I think you guessed that Strifeco might be running the full 6 3-drop degenerate team.
Yeah.
The double Arcane Golem.
Basically, go full Face Hunter, for lack of a better term. Face Hunter just plays all those chargers. Every single one of them. And of course, there's also the unwanted cousin of the the terrible trio of chargers. Of course, being the Nomergon infantry.
Well,
that's when you know you've gone too far, Crip.
I mean, that card works pretty well with Crazed Alchemist. That's 4 charge damage. You don't even give your opponent a mana crystal.
Oh my god. Yeah. I guess you're right.
Oh, the Savage Combatant is a big problem here.
Yeah. I mean, it's just 8 damage that's capable of coming out every time you hero power. And to play a lot of these chargers is because you want to... They're high tempo, plus they're just a lot of damage that you can rack up quickly. And it's additional range that people don't really account for. You can imagine that Arcane Golem is like a 3-mana spell that...
Through the roof. Like, that's as good as it gets.
It's still only 6 chargers, though, and Flame Tongue ultimately still doesn't synergize that well with the rest of the 20-plus cards of the deck, so... It could be one of those things where Strifeco doesn't feel compelled to, but you could be right. Again, these are the first iterations of the decks that these players felt like were the best. And I mean, if you give him another week or so, maybe they.
I think he has the Arcane Golem one down.
And then play Tunnel Shrug.
Yeah, I guess.
Ugh. Help your opponent ramp. Oh man. We're
Wild
pissed.
growth. Thank you.
We are so pissed if we're in Camp Strifeco, and I was kind enough, but getting very close.
Mm,
What if you hit face?
no, it's plus
Nah.
2. It's 19. No, it's 18. It's 1 off lethal. Alright.
Okay. So next turn, the maximum damage he has is, I guess, is the Savage Roar Hero Power, which is 5 plus 4 plus 3. 12. Not enough. Oh man, this is just too clean. Too fresh and too clean.
It is
Look at the
ridiculous.
Grove plus Hero Power. Now Shaman's overloaded. Just putting on to display why overload was often a criticized mechanic, because while some of these cards are fantastic, the moment you get behind, you're just gonna, it's just a snowball effect. You're just never gonna climb ahead in mana usage again, and Druid's the one that benefits from grabbing a lot of proactive tempo with mana. So, I'm not sure.
Alright, well, Arcane Golem's gonna swing at face here. We're getting closer. I mean, those Savage combatants were dealt with. That taunt wall really helped Strifeco just prolong his stay in this game.
Yeah, he does have Doomhammer with Rockbiter, and we could pick up another Rockbiter as time goes on, but he is potentially dead.
He's facing lethal here, and that's gonna be it. I mean, there's no case for clearing minions here. And you just lose the Savage Roar.
Just use any Savage Roar, Force Nature to kill you.
I think if you life tap into a Lava Burst, you don't die. You're like 1 off, but I mean, where are you then in the following turn?
Even further behind. That's part of the logic.
Alright, here comes Savage Roar.
No, man.
That's gonna be
With the Force
16
of
damage,
Nature.
I believe. Oh, the Force of Nature.
There it is. So, game 2 going to Ostkaka, and we have a tied series. Really starting to heat up a little bit, but again, relatively. It's kind of like watching those survival movies like Starship Troopers or something. Yeah.
I will make the
I
prediction
need more
that
backstabs now!
I don't think either Shaman deck has Elemental Destruction. I don't think you'd play Hex if you had Elemental Destruction, and I don't think you'd play 6 Chargers if you had Elemental Destruction.
It's a great point. The Elemental Destruction slot seems to have been filled by some of those other cards. Strifeco is on Druid this time, and we're going to flip the classes. Ostkaka on the Shaman.
Yet again, the Druid seems to have the edge in the opening hands, but they have not been mulliganed yet. This could drastically change.
I would assume that he wants to return the favor of dropping that Keep with the Grove or Living Roots very early on, and then Ostkaka is just going to want a 1-drop of any sort. And if he knew his opponent's hand, he'd probably want... Well, you always want Tunnel Trog, but you also just want more resilient minions, and not ones that just get dunked by Keep with the Grove, for example.
Alright, well, that is a pretty damn good start from the Shaman. It is no Tunnel Trog opener, but I think this is second best here.
Yeah, Sir Finley McMurgleton, similar stats, get you a hero power. Best and steady shot again. I just want to see it. Oh, okay.
Looks like it's a Searing Totem.
Searing Totem every turn.
Nice.
He
There
kept
we
the
go.
Shaman hero power, Crip.
Well, no, it's much better because you can get a Searing Totem when you already have a Searing Totem.
It's true. You know, it's like those. Have you ever played Juskar Trueheart and Shaman?
No, but I've had it played against me, and the guy played like 4 Taunt Totems in a row.
Yeah, it's awesome. You get to choose which totem and
Best chance you're gonna get.
yeah, I'm inclined to agree. But I mean, I don't mind the totem golem as well.
All right.
Just stats. Roots and keeper doesn't do much. You can kill off the 3/4. That's about it.
Oh yeah, you can kill off the 3/4 with keeper and living roots.
I must safeguard the land.
All right. Well, the juggler is still going to be an unfortunate play here, but yeah, again,
Opportunity to use 3 mana this turn, play something, but
Reporting for duty.
Ostkaka hero powers. My god. That's how much he doesn't really want to play Knife Juggler into the other keeper that it go.
yeah, he's probably thinking of doing the charger and the leper gnome next turn. He's going to follow with knife juggler, feral spirits to try to get as much mileage out of the juggler as possible.
Hex. This minion next turn, is my board going to be too weak to get past it, or am I going to be in a good position where Hex is really good? If he doesn't do anything, what's the best case scenario that I can exploit it?
He's mostly thinking if he wants to trade. The thing is, swipe doesn't really punish that hard because the feral spirits work so well against the 2-attack minion like the Keeper of the Grove here.
Yeah, good point. Second keeper.
Gotta do it. Gotta do it.
You use it for damage.
Yeah, I think you use it for damage on the 2/1, then you kill the 1/1. Both these players in this match are just desperately scrambling to get the most garbage on the board as fast as possible. So there is no saving. There's no viability of waiting in any turn.
Is there another play that we're not seeing right now that Ostkaka's weighing? No, it certainly
No, I
has
don't
to
think
be
so.
something.
The decision was really whether he wants to kill off the 2/2 minion or not. And I think the way that he's been playing, trying to invest as much as possible into the juggler, is consistent with this line of play.
Damage we're now, but you gotta pick up whatever win you can on the board here, because there's just too much damage represented by you being passive.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna take like 10 damage from a wave of minion hits, there's almost no chance you're gonna come back and win this game.
That's a good point. So here we go, Living Roots. On the keeper, by the keeper onto the knife juggler, and that's just burn. There's no minions. There's no Doomhammer.
Lava Shock is pretty decent though.
Helps him get more mileage out of the 2/1.
It's still a pretty long way to go, but this deck can do it. Ooh, that is
Druid
an
of the Claw.
outstanding draw.
Man, would you go for that, or would you go for Emperor Thorson?
I think I'd like going for the Druid of the Claw.
Druid of the Claw lets you squeeze into hero power, so that's ultimately why I feel like I lean towards it.
There's some cause to kill the 1/1 here. We'll definitely see a Hex here though.
On play, did he ever play Ancient of War? If so, what's the likelihood he has it? And beyond that, if can I win if I don't do that? Kind of hard to evaluate all these states.
I think the point is that
Reporting for duty.
he's evaluating if he had Ancient of War. Oh. Okay. Well, it looks like he left it up to chance. With that sequencing, it seems like he was willing to Lava Burst if the juggle had landed. But my thinking was that you have to weigh in the option because he played Druid of the Claw on 7 mana with a hero power, but wouldn't an Ancient of War represent a bigger wall against that? So it seems unlikely that he would have an Ancient of War. That's why I think Hex is just the better play.
Yeah, I think if he had that, he had.
Just go all out face with minions here.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
Yeah, this is certainly interesting on how where the juggle lands. It hits the
Reporting for
face.
duty.
He only wants face juggles, I believe.
Okay. So, Savage War number 2 gets picked up. It's actually okay. In this sense that you know your opponent has to get through it through all these small little taunts. And if you play Ancient of Lore, it's less stats and you're only gaining +1 health net. I guess you hero power, so it's the
Time
same.
waits for no one.
But then Ancient of Lore gets more flexibility because it's reduced 1 more mana.
Yeah.
It's close.
I think you swayed me with the Cenarius play. I think I like Cenarius. But it looks like Strifeco's just going to play as safe as possible.
Well, right now he doesn't look like there's lethal just yet. We're waiting to see if there's another lava burst or some kind of thing to really add to the damage
It's 4
points.
damage that he needs. No. But you could consider that damage.
No, that's a good point.
Time.
Ostkaka roping again, trying to come down to what decision he wants to do here.
Charge, rule.
Okay, looks like he ends up using a lava burst to clear.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, he goes for the trade instead of the lava shock.
Oh, man.
Okay.
What a draw.
Is that? Yeah, the Ancient of War has more complete stopping power.
Time waits for no one.
The payout is higher. Okay, here we go.
Well, I like it. Ancient of War comes down and gonna really set up this big wall. You need Earth Shock in order to shut it down. Doomhammer
Oh,
can't
that's
get
gonna
through.
do. Yeah, that's really nice. It's gonna buff the Tunnel Trog by 2 and does actually offer a board clear here. And Ostkaka has the health to work with. It's really Strifeco that doesn't have the health.
Yeah, what do you even do if you're I guess you just go ahead and kill it off
take
and then
10.
try to fake the damage.
I think it's better to keep the Divine Shield. The Divine Shield will lead to more overall damage.
Oh man. Take 10.
Yep.
Alright. Rockbiter charges.
I wonder.
But if you don't do this, how do you actually survive potentially? I think you have to play this.
No, this is gonna work well to stop a Rockbiter, I guess.
Yeah, 4 damage.
And I do want to mention that a Force of Nature would be lethal here.
Yep, Strifeco is on a draw to win. And it's a cheaper Savage War. I don't know if that actually makes a difference.
No. He would have
5, 9.
he would
9
have
plus 4
22
is
damage total. Ooh, that's not
5,
gonna fly.
9,
He's got to
12.
draw.
Oh man. How many swipes does he use by now?
He just needs a point of damage or taunt. Doesn't get it though. That's it.
Or life tap.
Or Shaman.
Or
Shaman would not have done almost any
the
damage.
worst one. No, that's kind of what Finley is, though. Finley is just literally improving the worst possible scenario, which is often to start a hero power for those aggro warriors and for the shamans. All right, game 3 in the books. Didn't even need that lava burst to wrap it up, and this one was a little bit slower paced. A lot of thinking back and forth, especially on Ostkaka's end.
Absolutely. And Ostkaka goes from a 1-0 deficit to a 2-1 loot sap victims.
For Doomhammer.
Yeah, but we'll see. Ostkaka goes for, again, that ability to race against a class that takes damage. When you play Leper Gnome, they have to use their own health as a resource. So you can definitely bet Strifeco's thinking, do I keep Doomhammer? He throws away
Nope.
Leopard Gnome. Whoa,
Yeah, it looks
he's
like
going
he's
all
just-
in on the Trog.
Yeah, he's trying to get as many overload cards as possible to make this thing work. Well, he's definitely satisfied that. Now, the Rogue can kill the Trog with a backstab, but he's going to have to coin a hero power as well, which I don't think he's really willing to do. Oh, certainly not now. That is the dream Van Cleef. That is backstab, prep, fan, coin, Cleef. That's the dream. Oh my god, he's going to get destroyed. He's going to be on 1 mana next turn. This Van Cleef is going to annihilate him.
There's still that possibility of Earthshock, but I think you do go for it. I was thinking if there's any need to like do any of that play, but I think you're absolutely right. That's going to be a 8-8 or 10-10.
I think it's a
10-10 it looks like. That's a 3-turn Van Cleef kill if you can't stop it.
Shaman's on 1 mana though. Can't do
Earthshock.
anything this turn.
No, it's got Earthshock. Watch. Crypt, do you believe?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, Sir Finley, you have quite the adventure on your hands.
Those hero powers are horrible.
The 3 worst. It's gonna try to out-heal the Van Cleef.
Yeah.
I mean, Thanos is a card draw, which is something that you're definitely interested in because you dump so much of your hand into this play. Okay, you know, the Feral Spirits can stall for time. Argent Horse Rider is follow. I don't know. I don't really like any of these plays besides the Feral Spirits.
Yeah. Well, he's basically got a minion on the opposite side of the board that has a 0 on top of the stats of the hero board. Like 1 magnitude higher. Oh, and a prep. Does that help? I don't believe it does.
Not unless you want to develop the Tomb Pillager, like in Flurry, but that's pretty much the only way you can use the prep. Is that that's a clear on the Van Cleef? Or no, you only have 2 more mana rending. Apologies. Then, oh my!
Wait, what?
He fished for an Earthshock, I think.
Oh, I see.
Little time.
Yeah, and it's like if I don't, I just kill this. Next turn he'll have 2 mana to Lava Shock, anyways. And he's saying, "I really hope you don't have a way to get past this taunt."
Well, he does.
He does. Very much so.
And that coin makes it so he can actually conceal the Van Cleef.
Oh my god, you're right. Coin conceal. Wow. I mean, this is kind of what we're talking about. The fact that you have conceals in your deck and you have big buffs gives you the opportunity to go all in on huge boards. And Strifeco is dead. There's actually no way you can come back from this. Even Elemental Destruction won't save you now. That's going to wrap it up. Ostkaka's aggressive shift onto the Rogue ends up winning him a game by turn 6. I mean, you know, I think this might be a battle of not only wits, but also fatigue.